Hello, my name is Bill Wesson. I have been doing dentistry for 48 years, the last 40 of them in Aspen, Colorado. I don't claim to be any particular expert. What gives me courage to say what I'm going to say is to remember that Paul Revere was also a dentist. And so a lot of people don't know that. Besides a coppersmith and a silversmith and some various things, he made a set of dentures for George Washington among his other skills. But anyway, I'm here in like mind to issue a warning, and it's no longer the British are coming, it is the future of our country and the future of the world really is resting on our shoulders, and this is the year to do something. 2011 is our last shot at it, in my opinion. I've spent quite a bit of time studying what's going on, and it is a time for those who have the courage to stand in their own truth. We don't have any time left. We have to evaluate what our life really means to us, and to those who are brave enough to step forth now and begin to take action, to begin to network with friends, to get knowledgeable first, to begin to network, and then to know what the right action is going to be. But it is a real challenge to every man and woman to stand up for freedom. The one common thread, even deeper than the family, that all human beings have is the quest for freedom. And our freedom is on the line. And as Ben Franklin said, those who would seek security at the expense of freedom deserve neither. The chips are down. This is the year to learn what we need to learn and to take proper action. So I wish you all well. I wish us all well, that we have enough courage within us to stand in our own truth. I've been a pro se litigant in the justice system. I think the justice system is quite corrupt. It takes a lot of courage to stand up against judges. I've been before 2 federal district court judges. It's intimidating, and it's also been a good learning experience for me to learn what we're up against. And so it's very wise that we know our adversary, which has a lot of power, has a lot of money, and I think in our deepest meditations we need to conjure up those parts of our faith that give us courage to move ahead. And each one of us has his own wherewithal within, and I can't say I could speak for anyone else, but each of us has to muster up our own courage and meet like-minded people, and they are there. And this is the year to do it. We don't have any more time left. Thanks for listening. Through our ignorance, through our laziness, through our preoccupation with living the good life, through our just coping with day-to-day affairs of life, we have allowed our country to become hijacked. And we have to take it back. How we do that, I'm not sure. I've mentioned to friends that we may need divine intervention, we may need a military coup, but in the meantime, what to do? I say, learn quick, network with like-minded friends, do not waste a minute on things that don't matter. It's so critical now in the next few months. And keep the faith that Providence will see us through, but realize how serious this problem is that's on us. The Founding Fathers' principles have been sullied and trampled on, and power plays have been made, and we've really allowed the wrong people to get into power. And how we can get it back, we're going to need some divine help, in my opinion. But we have to do what we can do, putting one foot in front of the other. And don't waste a minute. To anyone in foreclosure, do not let anybody get you out of your house. Stay in your house, whatever you have to do. Stand your ground. Do not be intimidated. A lot of it depends on the sheriff. I have in fact, I don't know if he got elected. I have to find out. A friend who ran for sheriff down in New Mexico, and he ran on the tenet that he would not evict anybody in foreclosure from their house. And so we need to prevail on the most powerful person politically in our lives, which is our local sheriff. has more power than any state or federal official. The state and the feds may have bigger guns, but our elected sheriff is the most important person in our life. And we need to prevail on him or her, wherever you might live, to understand what we're up against and not evict us from our homes. And I think getting the sheriffs educated is a first order of business. A lot of people don't realize how powerful the local sheriff is. Time is going to tell. We may be a nation of cowards. I don't see too many people standing up, and yet I have often felt down deep in this country at the grassroots, there are many brave people. So now is your time to come forth, network with your friends, and let's see what we're made of, because we are facing probably as big or bigger a problem than during the American Revolution right now. And most people, I think, don't realize it's on us. And by the time it's realized, it's going to be too late. It's that critical now, tomorrow, to begin to learn first, gain as much information as you can, get friends you can network with, provide for your own survival, and hopefully things will not be as bad as some of the scenarios that are painted, but I'd be prepared for the worst and hope for the best. The events of the last few days in Egypt show what the power of the people can do. And it's very encouraging. We'll see how it all plays out over time. But there were a lot of very brave people who were not afraid to stand up and face the military, the threats of the government. These are things that are within a culture and within a people. And I just pray that we as a people have enough courage within us. Cœur in French means heart. I hope we have enough heart, courage, to really stand in our truth, to stand up for freedom, literally, and not run when the chips are down, no matter how afraid we might be. And it could get very scary. So it's a time for friends to know who their friends are, and know each other, and to know ourselves, and to know what does our life really mean. When we look at ourselves and look our life over at the end of our lives, are we going to be happy with what we did? Will we have the courage to be true to those things that we really believe in, and to what so many Americans have died for in the past? We owe that to them as well. Worse than being a slave is being a slave and thinking that you're free. Is this the land of the free and the home of the brave? The situations that will arise during this next year will tell that tale to us. We will find out what we're made of. Many, many thousands of Americans have given their lives in the past for what we have today. Are we equal to the challenges that are ahead of us, or will we give in to our fears? Can we muster up enough courage to stand in our truth, to speak truth to power, to be brave enough to do that? It all depends how strong we are as a people, and we're being challenged now. And the rest of the world is looking at us. They're hoping and hard for us to be what America has meant in the past. And they're having to stand up, as they're doing in Egypt, for their own freedoms. But the one thing that is common to all people in the world, that runs even deeper than family, is freedom. And it's being challenged. It has been usurped to some extent. Can we take back what has been taken from us? Do we have enough perseverance, enough wisdom, enough energy to overcome the laziness and ignorance that has been a way of life here in this country for some years? And can we muster up those qualities of our human existence, where we will be judged at the end of our lives? We'll probably be our own judge and jury, but are we going to be able to look at ourselves and know that we did the right thing deep down? And every one of us deep inside knows what's right. Do we have the courage to stand up for that? There are those who want our property, and we have to resist, whatever it takes. It is our property, and not to be intimidated, not to be beaten down, to enlist our friends, to engage in the strength of numbers. And if we're the only ones that we know at the moment, that's okay, just to begin to find out what we can, and what will happen is networking does occur, and we will all meet people who are in the same boat. There are many, many people in this boat. We are not alone. And we do not have to fight this thing alone, and we do have to fight and resist. There are a lot of good websites out there. I think to start, Reality Zone, which is G. Edward Griffin's website, is a good start. It links to a lot of others. realityzone.com. There's freeandclear90.com, spelled out, free and clear and then the number 90.com. And if you have trouble finding that, Google George Tran, T-R-A-N. And he has a lot of information for those who are not having the money to fight this in the court system, in the judicial system. There are other avenues to fight foreclosure, and he has been successful. And Google him, and all the information you need will show up. There's a lot of information on him and what he has done, and he's willing to share that with people. And don't waste any time, and don't be the victim. If you're in your house, stay in your house and start Googling these sites and learning what you can to protect yourself.